Right everyone, WeaponCollector here. Right, I've got a new crossbow in. So this is a very new model, and this is the HORI-ZONE REDBACK XR, which is the model with the magazine on it. These haven't been out very long. There's not many videos on it online either, and most of them aren't English, so this will be one of the early English ones. So this is a redback with magazine, and it's a step up to your standard magazines as well, because this is an interchangeable magazine, whereas you load the magazines, put them in, shoot your 5 bolts, take it out, put another one on. So unlike the other magazines where you shoot your 5 bolts and have to reload the magazine, these you can just change the magazine. So this is what you get. I'll tell you what, I'll do a quick unboxing and then we'll put it together and I'll show you it. Let's get this open. So there's the crossbow. The only real difference is they've changed this part here and this part here to enable the magazine to slot in. I think that's the crossbow out. So obviously you've got a higher front sight there and higher rail at the back. But other than that, it looks pretty much standard. You've still got all of your main safety features. Let's look at the most interesting bit, which will be the magazine. About the only restriction I can really think of with this is it will only shoot certain bolts. But I don't think that's much of a downside, considering you can just keep reloading this. And the price on this is really inexpensive as well. This crossbow was 80 quid. Right, so that's what you get on the top. You get your bag of parts there. And then underneath it's just a prod. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put the crossbow together. I'm assuming this will go together pretty much like a standard redback. If you need to know how to put a redback together, I've got a video on that if you want, and I'll put a card. So I'm going to put this together, come back. Right, so that was very easy to put together. The string and the prod go on exactly the same as a standard redback, so that's very easy to do. You can follow the instructions, not difficult. It does, I noticed, have a anti-dry fire pin to put the anti-dry fire up, but this doesn't have an anti-dry fire, so you don't actually need it because the safety will go back and forward anyway. So they probably just chuck that in with the cocking aid. So here's the magazine. Takes the 5 bolts. And as I said, it's an interchangeable magazine, so you buy multiples of these, load them up and you put them in. Make sure when you get it that this bolt here is under, because mine wasn't, and I think that may have been a slight issue had I shot it like that. So as far as I'm aware, you take that pin at the back, slot it in, there's a hole here, put that pin in there, line that up, close it, and then you're away. You would then shoot your 5 shots, take the magazine back out, there's a button here, press that button, take that magazine out, get a new one, place that in, and then you'd be away again. I think that is actually a really good idea. I think that's actually better than the magazines that are available at the minute. And the price is amazing as well. As I say, this whole thing was 80 quid including the postage. Well, a redback costs you about 60 quid anyway. So it's hell of a lot cheaper than the alternatives out there, and probably better, you know, without shooting it yet and really having a good old test of it, which is what I'll be doing next, and then I'll come back. So I've done my little shooting test, and it shot really nice actually. I will be honest, I did have a dry fire at one point. I've noticed if the bolts aren't sitting flat in the magazine, they come out of the magazine at that angle, and you just have to give the switch there a little flick and then they'll lay down flat. But other than that, worked really well. Shot quite accurately straight out the box as well. I just straightened up the sights before I put them on. Wasn't shooting at a very big distance anyway. But yeah, I think for the price of this, it's very good. You know, yeah, I've mentioned the dry fire, but I don't think I've ever shot a crossbow with a magazine that didn't dry fire. I've got one of those and that's dry fired a few times as well. And the price of that is probably 8 times this. So, as far as cons go, apart from, you know, the odd dry fire here and there, if you're not making sure the bolts are sitting correctly, I can't really think of many cons. It's not heavier. Doesn't even cost much more. Costs about 10 quid more. You can buy multiple magazines, and this is one of the other things I like. So the fact that you can change the magazines is a good thing. The thing I don't like about some crossbows that have got magazines is to wax the string and wax the rail, you have to take half the crossbow apart. You have to unscrew bits, take it all apart, whereas that is just a press of a button. If you put the magazine in, you should still be able to cock this and drop a broadhead bolt down. So you should still be able to shoot bolts like this by just dropping them in once you've cocked it. I'm not 100% sure about that though. Yeah, I think this will require some extensive testing, but at the minute I'm quite liking it. Right, so there you go. That is my first impressions of the Redback XR. Pretty good. You know, it did have a couple of dry fires, but as I mentioned, I don't think I've ever shot a crossbow with a magazine that didn't have a dry fire every now and then. You just have to make sure those bolts are placed properly and that they're flat in the magazine. Right, so there it is. You get these various places, and they're really only about 10 quid dearer than the standard Redback. So not really a lot, and you can buy multiple magazines. So you'd shoot your 5 bolts, take one out, put it down, put another one on, shoot. I think that's a very good concept really. It's certainly different. So there you go, there it is. Redback XR. Right, hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like the video, share it on some crossbow websites, and you know, hopefully people can get to see these and actually watch some English videos on it, English speaking videos, because the problem is a lot of them aren't English at the minute. Right, hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more on this. See you later.